I'm assuming for that guy.
I am not the girl that ever gets approached by guys. Like in my friend group, my friends are the ones that get approached by guys.
I hear so many men on here commenting on my videos basically saying like I don't approach women because I'm scared that they'll accuse me of something and you know like my life will be ruined, all this kind of stuff. And I understand like that obviously does happen and it's a valid fear, but I think it's like living for the extreme. And you could say that about anything. You could literally say that about getting on a plane, like, oh, I would never fly because, you know, planes crash, or I would never get on a horse because someone's died riding a horse. Like, yeah, like there are obviously risks to everything, but I think as long as you approach a woman respectfully and have like good intentions behind it, whatever, and respect their answer, it's not going to be an extreme situation. And I think that men who say that a lot of times are cowardly, like they're just afraid and they're using that as an excuse. So that's just my opinion, honestly. But
so many modern women just don't get it. Why don't the nice guys approach? Why can't I find a good man to approach me? Where are all the single hot guys? We're looking hot tonight. How come they're not approaching us? What can we do? Understand him, understand why he's not approaching, and then maybe move in alignment and see what he needs to feel comfortable approaching. How about that?
Can we get to the bottom of this question of why Dutch men don't approach women? Please comment your thoughts, because honestly, it has been one of the most shocking things for me living in the Netherlands is how much there's just like the social thing and like the man and woman thing. Because in New York, you basically cannot leave the house without somebody trying to come up to you and talk to you. I have a boyfriend at the tip of our tongue because we know there's gonna be some weirdo or creep, or maybe not a creep, coming up to you and being like, hey, can I get your number? Like, no matter what you look like. But in the Netherlands, you are fine. Go out. Nobody's gonna come up to you unless maybe you're drunk at a club, and I don't go to clubs. So, why? Somebody let me know.
Well, you know, once again, this is an easy question to answer. They're saying that they don't want to be labeled as creeps. Imagine that. Dutch men saying they don't want to be labeled as creeps. I feel like I've heard that somewhere.
They don't know why they don't like the nice guy. They're like, he took me to dinner. He messages me good morning every day. He wants to come to the wedding with me. It's everything I always say I want, but I'm not feeling it. Something feels off. What's feeling off is essentially it's an act, and we're not going to be able to form a real connection.
Why is being a nice guy unattractive to women?
There's a difference between a nice guy and a good guy. We want the good guy, but nice guy are people who don't know their self-worth. They have trouble asserting their needs. They're too scared that if they voice what they want, it will be rejected.
You don't even want the good guy. You don't even know what a nice guy is, to be honest with you. They have all of these terms and these things, but really honestly and truly, and I get it, I understand. Well, some of these men let these women walk all over them. They're simps. I get it. But a lot of times modern women are just talking. They're just talking to make it seem like, oh, well, I would make a decision on it, but it's just, I don't have any options. I don't have anything out there that's worth pursuing. Not listening.
One thing I've noticed about the Austin men is that they don't really approach, and if they do approach, they don't pay for drinks. And if they do pay for your drink, they'll pay for like one drink and expect you to go home with them. And I have not had this experience in other cities. I've lived in New York, I've lived in Oregon, and I've traveled a lot. And whenever I'm out at the bars, men buy me a drink and my friends a drink just for being hot. And a lot of times they don't even have an expectation. They just want to chat, you know? But Austin men are stingy and they don't really approach either. And if they do, they're like very like hesitant about it unless they know that you're going to go home with them. And I just thought that was very interesting. And I have asked my friends if they felt that way as well. And, you know, we've all kind of talked about it. And I have a friend that's moved to so many different places and has been in so many different cities in her 20s. And she said, no, Austin's the only place that I've lived that men have been stingy like that. And that they're, you know, they don't approach in person as much. And she even had a boyfriend in a couple of these cities. And she said men would like ruthlessly approach me, even having a boyfriend, and try and pay for my drink. They're with me, and in Austin, the men just don't. And if they do approach, like I said, they have expectations just because they bought you one drink.
And what's funny is here she says posting this hot guy that approached me at the bars and didn't get my number because what's he going to do about it? What are you doing? This is her attempt to flirt with a man and get him. This is like TikTok, do your thing. That's essentially what this is. This is another version of it. Now, somebody in the comments said they look good together. Yeah, they got a nice little vibe going on. I can't lie about that. That looks great, right? But once again, this is what we're saying. A man does not, if y'all find him attractive enough, he don't have to chase you around. He don't have to do all of that. Just met you in a bar. I didn't get your number. You didn't ask me for my number. So I'm going to make sure that you know who I am. Because is this a bold move? But this is the type of moves that modern women make whenever they actually like you. They're respectful, they're nice, and they show energy towards you. They reciprocate energy. Imagine that.
You know what freaking blows my mind? The dynamic between masculine and feminine energy is literally so freaking backwards right now, especially in the gym. We've got beautiful and powerful women and strong, disciplined men in the same space. We're all in there working on ourselves, fueling our bodies with love and life. And then guess what? We actually see each other every day. We literally make eye contact. We notice same faces every single day, even develop hardcore gym crushes, but nobody's approaching. All the ladies are out there wondering, why hasn't he said anything? Meanwhile, the men are like, oh, she probably doesn't want to be bothered. Or even worse, I don't want to come off as a creep. But here's the truth. The hesitation is literally pushing you out of your masculine and pushing you into your feminine energy. As a man, it's in your instinctive nature to be a hunter, protector, provider, and a leader. Even animals have this dynamic figured out, yet humans just allow social media and fear narratives to rewire them. You've let the internet convince you that respectfully approaching a woman makes you a creep. And because of that, so many amazing masculine men are standing in the same freaking room as high value women every single day and never say a word. Literally, men, listen, high value women are everywhere. She's right in front of you at the gym, grocery store, coffee shop, gas station, but you're never gonna meet her if you don't approach. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about leading even when your voice shakes. It's about reclaiming your role as the initiator. Because if you want the feminine woman of your dreams, you're gonna have to step into your masculine energy and claim her.
I don't know, and I don't care what's pushing what into what. Modern women like to say what it's doing. I think men at this point in time are done listening to that nonsense. It's not pushing me out of anything. I'm avoiding trouble. A guy here says, men, Anna is describing a utopia. While the idea sounds great, which is what most men would say, even going to singles events. Sounds great, sounds fantastic. Here's what he says. It's not worth being shunned by your gym for being a creep, or worse, ending up on a TikTok. She's describing the dream, not the reality. Stay strong, kings. And she responded by saying, this is why I made another video about why men aren't approaching women. And she says women need to take action too. So for that, I appreciate it. Great in theory, but like he said, this is the reality of things. Men are shunned. They're told, don't talk to me. Don't say hi in the gym.
Y'all, let's clear something up. That DoorDash driver wasn't fired for reporting assault. She was fired for posting a naked man on the internet. Here's what really went down. She dropped off food, saw the customer asleep on his couch with his pants around his ankles, and started filming him. Then, instead of just sending the video to DoorDash or the police, she uploaded it online for everyone to see. At first, DoorDash actually did the right thing. They blocked the guy from using the app. But later, they ended up deactivating her too. Because you can't post someone indecent in their own home, even if what you saw was uncomfortable or inappropriate. And legally speaking, it's tricky. For something to count as assault, there has to be intent proof that the person meant to expose themselves or harm you. In this case, the man was reportedly asleep, which makes proving intent almost impossible. She absolutely had a right to feel violated and report what happened, but blasting that video online crossed a legal and ethical line. If she had just gone through the right channels, DoorDash support, or even the police, she probably wouldn't have lost her job. Moral of the story, not everything needs to go viral. Some things belong in a report, not on TikTok.
Wait, maybe I'm not hearing the other side of this. Like, what? How is it? Just put the foot at the door. What are we doing walking in his house? Did he say to walk in his house? I want to see that. Did he say come in the house, the door is open? Because if he said come in the house, the door is open, then his pants are around his ankles, now we got a problem. Now maybe we got an argument for him exposing himself. But if she just walks in the man's house like that and he's in his house, most people leave the stuff at the door and they walk off. They take a picture of it and they leave. What is this?
Photo filters need to be destroyed from dating apps because they've ruined dating apps. I had a friend come to me after a date, mad upset, telling me, oh, he said I don't look like my photos. And I'm like, okay, let me see your photos. And I was like, who the fuck is this? This ain't you. And she was mad offended. And I was like, yo, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This really doesn't look like you. Like, why the fuck does your eyeliner look like a toddler drew over your photo? Like, it doesn't look real. What is this? Like, of course that other person is gonna feel deceived. Like, take all these fucking filters off.
And the crazy thing about it is, this is not made up. You're not lying. A woman went on 2 dates with men, saw that photo and said, hey, these look like AI generated photos. I think I'm interested in that. She said, it's still me. Why are you doing this? It's still me. Please. Like, how basically he's trying to call them out for seeing that and then saying, nah, I don't like that. I feel like you're trying to catfish me or something. Didn't want to take responsibility. Didn't want to take accountability for putting that stuff out there. That ain't real, man.
The fact that men will stand by and watch a woman get assaulted on a New York City subway and not do anything is outrageous and is so telling of the times that we currently live in. This has been happening, and I just heard a story from a girl on here yesterday talking about a terrifying experience that she had on a New York City subway. Where are the strong masculine men that have an innate desire to protect women and children? Our government has obviously failed us in New York City in terms of crime, and I fear it will only get worse with this upcoming mayor election. I take the subway all the time because I have to. Because it's the easiest, most affordable form of transportation. My siblings have seen and encountered horrifying levels of violence on both the subway and on the streets of New York. I'm scared. I'm genuinely scared.
Call the police. It's not my job to die for strangers. Another person says, I thought you were strong and independent. Another guy says, I'm sorry. I am not Superman. Another guy says, and this is, I think, what most men agree with, the women I protect are in my family. I will not risk dying in the name of protecting a stranger. No. Then also, when women are advised by men on safety, their response is, I can take care of myself. Well, then we hear you loud and clear. Take care of yourself. That's what it is. What y'all are doing is talking too much. You're running your mouth too much. And your mouth has gotten you in trouble. Period. End of story. It's sad to say that. It's sad to see it. And he's spot on. If I tell you to do something or not to do something, I'm expecting you to listen to that. Not because I control you or I have to have it my way, but because maybe I have a little experience and I'm trying to make sure that you're okay.
Here are some dating rules I have as a strict girl. Disclaimer, these rules are for me and me only, so if you don't agree with it, then I'm just not your cup of tea. Okay, thank you. Now that all of that's out the way, let's get started. Rule number 1, don't ever expect me to text first if it's not out of my own free will. If you're telling me that you didn't text me the whole day because you wanted me to text you first, guess what? You're gay and now you're blocked. Thank you. Rule number 2. During the talking stage, I should not have to plan not one date. Not one. When we're dating, that's okay. I love planning things. But during the talking stage, I shouldn't have to lift a finger. I should not. And I'm standing on that. You're planning every single date. Thank you. Next rule. So if we're becoming close and I ask you, like, where is this going? Like, what are we doing? And you tell me, let's just see where this goes. See ya. See ya. If you don't already see where this is going, you don't need to be here. Like, why are you here? Why? Next rule, the second that I have to beg for your time, effort, attention, you're cut. You're cut. You're done. Because why do I have to beg? I will never do such a thing. But you know, the moment the thought comes in my head to ask you, you're done. You're done. As I said, these rules are for me and me only. If you agree, if you disagree, it's your own cup of tea. If you like this and would like a part 2, let me know. And bye.
Well, I guess I only really needed to listen to the first 2 to know where this is going. I have not watched the rest of this video. It already started off stupid. I'm going to assume that it ends stupidly, right? I don't care about it. It doesn't matter to me. Maybe you have some valid points in there. I don't care. If you're saying I'm expecting you to text me first, childish. That's childish. Adults don't communicate that way. Your boss, if y'all need something done, you're going to text your boss, or they're going to text you. We're not going to be, oh, well, you didn't text me first, boss. You didn't say anything to me. We're not doing that. That's childish. That's immature. That's number 1. Number 2, when you talk, well, during the talking stage, I'm not planning anything. Oh, really? And we know with these modern women, the talking stage could last forever. And we don't even know what a talking stage might be, to be honest with you. So no, you're going to once again act like an adult. You're going to act like an adult. And you're going to plan something. Hey, I think we should go here. What do you think? Hey, I saw this billboard on the side of the road and I thought that might be a fun thing for us to do. What are you talking about right now? Grow up.
You want to know something that most women aren't ready to hear? Modern feminism killed chivalry. Modern feminism has shifted from seeking equality to promoting superiority and resentment towards men, framing men as oppressors rather than partners and equals. With the birth of modern feminism, there came the birth of the girl boss, I don't need a man. Chivalry was never meant to make women look weak. It was made to create a culture of mutual respect where men acted honorably towards women and acknowledged their virtue and grace. Modern feminism, by demanding sameness instead of equality, has blurred those lines. In trying to erase gender differences, it's erased the gestures that celebrate them. The result of this is now we have an entire generation of men who are not willing to honor, pursue, or protect women. We have this entire generation of men who just want to hook up on the first date, who have no respect for women, who don't hold open the door, who don't buy flowers, and it is because of modern feminism. Not only that, but it is also a result of weak men. There's a reason that our grandparents have the cutest love stories where the men pursued the women and they didn't have sex until they were married and they respected and honored each other. And now we are seeing the result of the crash and burn of modern feminism. And unfortunately, it is affecting a lot of women looking for life partners and a lot of men looking for life partners. Feminism is great. The idea of feminism is great to promote equality, but it has evolved into something that is toxic and dangerous to our society.
There's a woman in the comments that said, yep, I'm not a feminist. And I do believe in gender roles. I do believe in gender roles. That's exactly it. This is what I can do. This is what I have the ability to do. I rely on my man. I rely on my man to do the things that he's able to do. There's a balance there. And feminism, a lot of times, at least radical feminism, disrespects the balance. It seeks to disrupt the balance. And when a man steps back and say, oh, I see you got it figured out, go ahead now. Then all of a sudden, I'm not a strong, independent woman. All of a sudden, instead of me approaching the guys, I need the guys to approach me. Now, hold on now. That part of it, the part about men having to pay for dates, hold on now. I believe in that. Now, I believe in that part of it. Now, the man taking care of the woman, I believe in that part of it. I'm still traditional in that way. That's what they say. I'm still traditional in that way. Oh, okay. So you're telling me that when it comes to making the decisions in the household, you want the option to be able to usurp the man, right? I want to make the decision whenever I want to make the decision, right? Then you can go back to being the leader. But when it comes to the traditional way of dating, meaning you got to pay for this stuff, you got to court me, you got to treat me like a cute little princess, a dainty little queen, I believe I just ought to take a step back. I ain't got no say-so in none of this. I'm just a passenger princess. Oh, okay. All right. If you're going to shut up for one thing, shut up for the rest of it.
The fact that multiple of you have went out and found my address and my location to cause harm to my children for saying the unruly behavior of the black girls that I witnessed at the Six Flags theme park is beyond me. The amount of black women in my inbox calling my kids ugly, making fun of my son, doing all these things just kind of proves my point, because at the end of the day, it's like, so you saying my son is ugly, you calling my daughters ugly, you calling them B-words, you're calling them nappy-headed, you're calling them all these things because I said, I gave you examples. I gave you facts of the behaviors that the children at the park were exerting. I didn't make up the behaviors. This is actually what happens. So you guys are saying that I am putting down black women, that I am misjudging them, that I am doing this, and the fifth, when all I did was tell you the behaviors that we saw. The police had to pat my children down. The police had to look in my purse because they snuck weapons in. They were fighting each other. And so, yes, I was very upset. I was very upset because we drove 2 hours out. You guys say, oh, I'm sorry you live in the hood. No, we drove 2 hours out because my kids wanted to go to Fright Fest. So it was a big culture shock. But for you guys to inbox me and to inbox other people my address and things like that all over a video that had nothing to do with your own children or nothing to do with you in general, because I'm saying as a whole we all need to do better, is ridiculous. And another thing, it is a typical black woman to say that my son will be gay. Every time a man doesn't agree with the woman, oh, he's gay. He's gay. Oh, her son's gonna be with the man. He's gay. He's gay. So all the he's gay comments because he's 11 will definitely be, you know, you'll be blocked for sure. And on top of that, it's kind of like, I tell you guys that a 12-year-old girl was talking about penis size. That's fine. Kids will be kids. But then you sit here and call my son gay. How does that make sense? A grown woman condemning me for saying these things about another child, and then you come on my page and call my child gay.
You didn't hit these mad women, Rika. You didn't made them mad. If you start speaking truth to them, and you speak truth to them as hard as you do, as raw and as unfiltered as you do, these modern women are not going to like that. I don't know what you expected. These modern women, they will hunt you down. They don't, children, families, that's not off limits to them. These modern women, I'm telling you, you didn't step into something else. These women have no moral.
Okay, it's Let Her Be Heard. Who am I tapped in with?
Sophia.
Sophia, shout out to the beautiful Sophia. So, Sophia, do you feel like men are approaching women like they used to?
No.
Why not?
I feel like men nowadays want to just be in the Instagram DMs and just be playing around too much. I feel like there's a certain type of men who, when they want you, they're gonna approach you and they're gonna do what it takes to let you stay. So
a dude in the comments said we have to be more alert. Causes, basically said, because these transmissions are tricking men. I took a look at this one and I'm not sure if it's she, her, it's a her or him. That's what he's trying to say. I guess we do got to be on guard. Thanks, Hunk.
So you spoke on that feminist aspect. Do you feel like you bought in too much to that rhetoric and that mindset?
Yes, because like 2-3 years ago, I was in kind of that mindset. I just like men, I'm not having no kids, I can do everything myself. And I do think that as a duo, us men and women do bring something special together when we're able to completely understand each other and not just, you know, a man's supposed to be this type of way or a woman's supposed to be this type of way. We have to understand and compromise and know that we're wired differently, but at the end of the day, men are going to require respect more than anything, and we just want safety. I know that that's what I miss the most, is like the safety and guidance that I had in my last relationship.
And she came back and said this. So, you know, you got to give props where props to do. You got to give kudos, credit where credit is due. This feminist mindset that a lot of modern women take on, they wouldn't admit, shoot, I fell into that trap and it hurt me real bad, and now I'm trying to recover from it.
I'd love to see this study. Now, I don't know if this is true or not based off the comment, but if it is true, I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's a combination of many factors: COVID, technology, isolation, loneliness, all the things that probably have contributed to this statistic. But now that we have the awareness, how can we encourage people to approach others in a kind, respectful way? I think fear is really what holds us back at the end of the day. So how can we encourage people to not let fear get the best of them and to shoot their shot in life? And this can go with romantic relationships, but even platonic ones. A lot of people complain how it's so hard to meet new friends and make new friends. But how often are people actually putting themselves out there to initiate the start of a friendship when that friendship is not from a shared social circle or just matter of convenience and proximity? We need to start approaching other people in a kind, respectful, and easy way. After all, we're wired to be social creatures.
It's funny because her caption here says, we need to encourage people to be more bold in life. And by people, what you actually mean, I think, is men. It is men. That's it. Right? Another guy says, proud to be in that 45%. Another dude says, I don't get the controversy of this. Women came out in droves saying they don't want men to do this. So men stop. They don't want men to approach. So men stop. Right? Why does it need to be fixed? Exactly. Well, the fix to that would be, hey, we got egg on our face. We shouldn't have said the things that we said. Sorry, we would like a man to approach. We'd like you to approach respectfully now. We like you to approach respectfully. And here are the rules of engagement versus, well, don't be a creep. Well, what does that mean? Saying literally, women on here talking about, if you come up and say hi to me, you come up and shake my hand and say, hey, how are you? Don't do that. And don't tell me I'm pretty. That's going to make me think that you're trying to love bomb me. Are you a psychopath?
So I was just at the gas station and this guy was like, oh, let me pump your gas for you. A pretty lady shouldn't be pumping her own gas. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. It's also $60 premium to fill up my BMW. And he's like, oh, no. I wasn't trying to pay for your gas. I just wanted to pump it for you. Go away. Ladies, if you want a man to leave you alone, bring up money. I swear to God, he was out of there. He didn't even pump my gas, all right?
A woman wondered why Chivalry's dead. He was being a gentleman and she started to beg for money. Good for him for walking away from that situation and knowing his worth. Women like her turns good men into the guy she despised, then play victim. And the sad part is she doesn't feel like she did anything wrong and is trying to shame him for not paying for her gas when he just met her.
I just left the gas station and nobody fucking offered to pay for my gas.
I mean, why should they? Gas prices is high and you're just a random female to them. No one cares how cute you are.
If you're going to try to make me spend $50, $60 to fill up your car, I'm leaving. Now, premium probably don't cost that much. And even if it does, 15-gallon tank, what are you paying? 30, 40 bucks? Well, probably 40, 50. Yeah. 40, 50 bucks. Yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah, about 40, 50 bucks for it if it's on E, right? No, I'm just over here to pump it. Give me $2 on pump 3. That's it. I'm not about to be sitting here allowing you to take advantage of me. When you came over here, I came over here to get your name and your number, not to pay for your whole tank of gas. If you actually like me and we go out to dinner and we see a connection, then you'll see this on a regular basis. But for now, we're not doing that.
I feel like so many women are like, oh, why is it always the unattractive men that approach me, but the attractive men don't? I feel like a lot of people's response to that is, oh, skill-based matchmaking. You must not be as attractive as you think you are. And it's like, that might be part of it, but I feel like there's also even more than that. Like, something else people also say is like, those attractive men have options, so they're not gonna, waste their time approaching, which also is a factor, okay? This is a three-pronged thing. The third factor, I feel like, is unattractive men are less afraid of rejection because they've been rejected their entire lives, sometimes preemptively. Like, I think about myself, for instance. I've dated plenty of people. You guys know this. I can't think of a time I've been rejected. And this is not me saying I'm unrejectable. Like, obviously, there are some people with some very poor decision-making skills who would reject me. But I mean, I've never, like, approached a woman, like, for no reason, like, out of nowhere. You know what I mean? I've never, you know, asked for, like, information or, like, asked if we could hang out sometime if I didn't know the answer was going to be yes. Like, the closest I've gotten to rejection is just, like, when things don't surface. You know, like, for me, what a rejection feels like is when a woman doesn't approach me. I swear to God, like, if I'm looking at a woman from across the room and we, like, lock eyes and she doesn't end up approaching me, I'm like, dang, man, she didn't want me. There have literally been situations where I got someone's IG, right? And then, like, you know, followed them, they followed me back. And I'm like, dang, they didn't message me though. Like, I'm kind of, you know what I mean? Like, I've not experienced like, hey, like, I'm interested in you, and someone being like, nah. Just because I don't put myself in those situations, because I don't need to put myself in those situations. But think about someone who's chopped, I'm not scared of that, okay? Because again, like, part of the reason I don't do that is because, like, that concept sounds so horrifying to me. Like, I would have nightmares. I wouldn't be able to sleep. Someone who's chopped, like, that's just, they're like, run the middle, like, oh, you win some, you lose some. They got nothing to lose because they already lost it multiple times. It's like when you go skydiving, right? I've never been skydiving, but like skydiving, someone who's never done it sounds so scary. But then people who do skydive, they're like, oh man, like once I did it once, it was completely fine. I just like kept going. Like, I feel like that's chopped people. Like, I feel like they just have so much experience in the area, they don't even care.
Well, this is a little bit different than skydiving. Believe it or not, you have more of a guarantee than skydiving. You know, if you go skydiving, you might have fun. You might be afraid. But the payoff is supposed to be the thrill of it. I'm trying something new. I'm getting out there and I'm exploring and living life. The instructor, is not going to trash you. They're not going to say, oh, you suck at this. They're going to do everything in their power to give you your money's worth in the event, or on the ride, the thrill, whatever it is. Modern women are going to do everything in their power to make your life miserable. When you come over there to approach, why are you over here? Ew, have you seen my Hinge matches? They're terrible. Why is this man messaging me on Bumble? That's what they're going to say. So men just decide, I'm not going to deal with that. And as for the attractive guys, once again, they don't really, if they want to, they can. But a lot of times they simply don't have to. They just don't have to. Maybe they want to, but they just don't have to. There's women that want them, and so they approach them. They'll hype themselves up on TikTok and they'll say, well, you know, I really don't normally do this, but you know, this guy's so hot, I just got to go for it. You only live once.
Not picking on you per se, but I think the term high value was invented to manipulate people, and let me explain why. So the whole high value thing came to be, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, from Red Pill content. Where a bunch of men came together and decided what was a high value woman and what was a high value man. Now, second became these dating women coaches, which, by the way, I think it's all BS. So let me put it out. And they decided to pander to women by saying high value women do this, high value women do that. And then men are going, high value men do this, high value. And then everybody thinks that they're better than everybody else. It's an entitled mindset, and it is used to manipulate you. There was a whole thing where it's like, I think Kevin Samuels was the one. I can't stand that man. He is gone off of this earth, but I believe he might have been one of the first ones to do this whole high value thing. Like, you know, single moms don't have value, promiscuous women don't have value. And while you can argue that those things might deem you less desirable to the 1% men, which is fine, because if you are a 1% man, you probably have tons of options, and maybe you don't need to date a single mom. That's not saying that 1% men don't find single moms attractive either. But I think when someone says that high value men don't chase, they attract, I think that's silly. High value, if there's a such thing as high value men, because I think that's stupid, like I said, then I think a high value man would be more of a traditional alpha male, and he would pursue, not chase. And I think that a lot of men fail to realize that pursuing and chasing are two different things. Any man who's called themselves high value is nobody I want. I'm just being honest. Like, they're usually arrogant. They're usually misogynistic. A real man, a real even alpha male doesn't go around calling himself an alpha. He doesn't call himself high value. He lives his life in a quiet confidence. He is not turned off by a woman that maybe isn't perfect. He goes for the quality of the human rather than their circumstances. And that's what I think to be a true high value man. Same for a woman. If a woman goes around calling herself high value and says, I'm not going to date a guy who makes under six figures, I'm not dating a guy who's under 6'4", I think that is a form of insecurity. This is just me being honest. These are my opinions. I just think it's so subjective what someone values. And the whole dating coach culture and the whole red pill culture of women and men being high value has made everybody entitled and narcissistic and selfish. And nobody even knows what a quality human is because they're so obsessed with themselves that they don't even know what a quality human is. This is a tangent. It's not really about you, but it made me think about this topic. Okay, love you.
But I feel like even now you're talking about Kevin Samuels' definition of a high value man, which I think he might have said he didn't create it, but he just kind of adapted it or used it or whatever. There's plenty of people that had it before him, and I think he said that. Number one. Number two, what you're talking about with it with a man being a traditional alpha male, that's what we're talking about. We could say that alpha doesn't exist. It's just a man that's trying to be a leader. Well, you're a traditional alpha. You see how those categories can work? You don't agree with something, but then you go and jump into another category of what you believe in. And this is kind of what men are talking about. And he's actually right here. High value men, or, let's scrap that term. The men that have the features, the characteristics that you want, they don't have to chase a woman. They don't have to go out with a single mother if they don't want to. They can, but they don't have to. Why? Because there are plenty of women that want them. Their value has been determined by the woman. That's why they call it high value. And when you look at a man who might be making less than 6 figures, might be less than 6 feet tall, this is what y'all have placed a premium on. Men that are over 6 feet, men that have a 6-pack, men that make 6 figures. So to you, that would be a high value man. There's no way to try to, or there's no need in trying to say, well, that doesn't exist. To you, it does, because that's who a lot of these modern women are going for. If y'all would just get with a man that is a regular dude, well, I don't want to settle. You wouldn't be settling because you're a regular person too. And y'all can build a life together, then this concept of a high value person wouldn't even exist.
So you know how the person you're with just does something and it's like, yeah, you're not my husband. You physically cannot be my husband. I've had multiple with this person, but my main one where it was just very clear to me, for my birthday, I had very provocative pictures. My dress was mesh, see-through, you literally can see everything. His friends sent it to their group chat with all of them in it. And I was sitting right next to him. He showed me, and I was like, his friend was basically sexualizing me, and I was like, oh, are you gonna say something? He's like, no, I don't want it to come off the wrong way. I'm not gonna say anything. His other friends in the group chat literally had to check his friend, saying oh, stop being so thirsty, nigga, cut it out. And I was just like, so your friend is going to sexualize me in your face, and you're not gonna say anything and do anything about it? Interesting. From then, I was like, yeah, this nigga is not shit. I will always remember that. Clearly this man is not my husband. Fuck I thought.
Again, I think maybe I'm old. I'm missing something here. There's got to be more context to this story here. You said yeah, that's what I thought. Somebody in the comments said, why would he send that picture to his friends in the first place? And I think somebody said, I think she posted that. Well, that's not your husband, and I don't think he wants you to be his wife, to be honest. Why would you post that? So you're telling me that you can disrespect a man, but a man when he doesn't want to stand or, you know, kind of stand up and call out somebody who you think is disrespecting you, then he's wrong. Oh, that's not my husband. I physically can't be with him. You need to not be able to physically be with yourself after you posted. You posted that photo online, and you just showed us. You just showed us what you look like, and then you confirmed to us. We don't have to guess. You confirmed to us this is what I was wearing, and you could literally see everything on my birthday. Tell you, man. Why don't the nice guys approach? Why can't we get a good man? Why can't a man protect me? Why would you wear that? Why is that something that you would wear? We're not even talking about somebody SAing somebody. We're not even talking about that. What we're talking about is freaking respect, dude. Well, you won't let your friend sexualize me like that? You already sexualized yourself. You already did that to yourself by wearing something see-through. What else is somebody's? If that were to happen, I would have grabbed that photo, sent it to the friends group, and said, "Bro, this your girl? Is this your girl? What is she doing? What do you got going on, bro? This is it. It's done. It's done, bro." Well, what am I supposed to say? Both of y'all are young. That's probably what's going on. Both of y'all hot in the pants. That's probably what it is. And his friend's hot in the pants too. Bro, she fine. Bro, she bad. Bro, this what you're working with. And his friend says, "Bro, stop being thirsty, man. Cut all that out. Stop doing that." That's probably what he said. Hey, calm down. Don't do all that. But he was saying that because old dude was probably acting like, probably simping a little bit. You know, he probably, all right, she cute. Don't worry about it. You stop that. But for you to get up on here and try to make us feel sorry for you because you did that to yourself, and now you're feeling the consequences, is crazy work.
I was on my way to a date today, and I just canceled it. Yes, I did, because this dude had the audacity to call me and be like, "Hey, let's change the plan. That place is too expensive, and I don't think you have earned it." Are you for real? What do you mean I haven't earned it? I'm going out with you. I think that's good enough. Anyway, he was like, no, don't be like that. Like, maybe one day I will take you if you're good to me. I was like, oh, you're so kind, but no, I think we're good. He's like, don't be like that. We will find another place. I was like, no, I don't need to find another place, but thank you. I appreciate your time, and I wish you the very best. I hang up and I call my friend, and I was like, hey, do you want to go to a steakhouse? It's on me. I eat out every single day. I don't cook because I'm lazy, because I don't care. I go to any restaurant I want. And for a guy to come and tell me that I need to earn it, I prefer to spend 2 hours with my friend who I enjoy her company so very much, and she's so much fun, than a guy that feels like I need to earn a dinner with him. I really don't know what's wrong with these guys these days, but I think I'm good. Bye.
And while I might not agree with the way he said it, the sentiment, have you earned it? No, you haven't. Well, I'm going out with you. Girl, get out of my face. Get out of my face. Well, I'm going out with you. That should be enough. Are you serious? That place is expensive. I'm going to have to pay $200, $300, $400 just for you to go out. Who are you? Mind you, if you get a woman that is a great companion, it's worth it. Fantastic. Because they're going to give you peace. They're going to give you insight that, you might not have seen yourself, and you might be thinking about something and they say, yeah, I'm seeing that too. Let's run it. Let's hit it. Let's go. I'm right behind you. I'll pay $400 for that because we're going to make a little bit of money. We're going to run the tables on. But if I don't even know you and you think this is what you get out the gate, man, please. Y'all got too much entitlement going on.
I have this running thing that there are men who see me
and they find me attractive. They may find me even conventionally attractive, right? They see me and they want me because they like the aesthetic. They like the look. They actually don't want to hear me say shit. As soon as I start talking, they tap out or they run away. And it's not because I'm out here just speaking nonsense. It really is because they realize, oh, she has a brain. Oh, psychologically, she can figure me out. She can figure out that I'm a predator. She can think for herself in a way that can weed me out. Damn, she's not just here to look pretty. No.
Stand by.
Women's intelligence tends to only show up on paper, but not in real life. And this is what I mean by this. A lot of women will talk about being smart and they got all these PhDs and they got all these degrees and they got good grades. A lot of women love to brag about, oh, they were on the honor roll in high school and they were all these things. But then when you look at their life, something's incongruent. If you're so smart and intelligent, why is your baby daddy a loser? Why are you working a shitty job? Why can you not afford to take care of your kids? Why can you not take care of yourself? Why does your life look like the way it does? Why are you in so much debt? Your intelligence is not matching your life. And what a lot of women don't understand is it's easy to do well in school. It's easy to get straight A's. That's not a difficult thing. It's easy to write a good essay. It's easy to be smart on paper. What's difficult is to be smart in real life and to be strategic in real life. And that's why you see a lot of people who have university degrees complaining about the job market and how hard it is. You have higher education. If you're of higher intelligence than everybody else, if you have the grades to get into university, if you have the grades to continue and keep up in university, you should have the bandwidth and the wherewithal to do well in real life. But this is what I'm saying. Doing well on paper doesn't mean anything if in real life you're a bum. Women like to talk about they're smart and they're this and they're that, but then you look at their relationship. That's not giving somebody that's smart. You look at their lifestyle at their big ripe ages of 40 and 50 and 60. That's not giving smart. That's what smart people do. You look at their life choices. Not smart. So I think as women, we only understand smart as something that happens in school. It's something that happens in real life, in 5D, in the real world, where you can pinch it, touch it, and feel it. And if your intelligence is not reflecting in the material world, then guess what? And these are the same women that always want to talk about how smart they are. Obviously, you're not. Look at your life.
Now, I'm not saying that last woman ain't intelligent. I'm just saying the amount of times we hear that from modern women is astounding. All of the women that I know, they are baddies. All of them that I know, they're baddies. Smart, funny, knows how to dress, just the best you can ever see, the best you can ever get. You can't get no better than sir. But when you put it under the microscope, magnifying glass, right? It don't seem that way. Maybe you start talking and then maybe what you thought sounded good didn't sound as good as you thought it did. To be honest. Be blessed.